I want people to feel comfortable being humans. I see so much of the time people trying not to be one. Trying to running away from their emotions, running away from what they don't want to see outside of themselves. And it all stems from not being able to look yourself in the mirror and to meet yourself, to know thyself. Do you know the importance of that? Of knowing yourself? Of at least trying to get to know yourself? Instead of getting to know yourself maybe through things that you're attracting into your life as lessons to get you back in touch with who you are. But sometimes we're so oblivious to those lessons that we don't even see maybe the stuff we don't want to necessarily experience, as that's only happening to get you back in touch with you, to know yourself, to remember who you are by seeing exactly what you are not. It doesn't have to be that way. We don't have to attract all these horrible things to wake us up. We can do the self-inquiry, so it doesn't have to be super harsh, some of the wake-up calls we get sent. Because that's what they are. We live in a society right now, you guys, that's so out of touch with what it means to be human. In any community you see online, people aren't really accepting, firstly, of themselves, maybe what it means, honestly, to be a human. Even in the spirituality community, everyone's trying to sugarcoat the shitty emotions that we experience. Sugarcoat the shitty experiences we need to experience. You can't sugarcoat those things. I see so much of the time all these I don't know, I don't even like to consider myself a spiritual being. Now listen, that is my nature. I am a direct connection to spirit. You can't ever turn that off or you wouldn't be here. But I also am aware that I'm not here to have a spirit life form. I'm aware that I'm here to be a human and not to be this character maybe that I'm seeing everybody else try to be. I want people to show up more authentically and to feel okay in that. Because you guys, that's the greatest gift. You can not only give to yourself, but you can give to the people around you. Not hiding yourself, not judging yourself. Now, the people that don't accept you by being you, don't allow those people to make you who you are not for them to feel comfortable. That's a time to be like, wait a second, why do I care about what this person thinks of me? I care because I don't even know what I think of me. So any outside judgment I get, I take it as a fact. It's no fact when you know yourself. If it doesn't align to what you know that is true within you, it doesn't matter what people feed you about yourself. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know what it means to be you. And if they don't like you, okay? It's a part of the human experience also, of getting criticized, getting judged, people not accepting you, people not liking you, people picking you apart, especially if you put yourself out there. That should never, ever make you into the version you know you are not, just to fit in. No, you guys, on my channel, I don't do that, and I do not preach that. You know what I do preach? The underlying message in all my videos is just be who you are. Think the way you want to think. You don't need to have all these opinions that the media has. You have any opinions of your own. When you're going through a shitty experience, what's the first thing you do? Is it numb? Is it going on your phone and scrolling for hours on end to feel something or not to feel something? Is it alcohol? Is it a drug? Is it calling someone up and telling them how much you don't like your shitty experience? I've realized how uncomfortable people are within themselves. And listen, I still get really uncomfortable within my human experience. It's like not necessarily always a comfortable ride, the roller coaster ride of being a human. We have really deep downs, but it also allows us to go really high. And with that can come fear, and with that can come insane amounts of joy. And it's the roller coaster of life that you can't get off. So you might as well learn to be in flow with the roller coaster instead of being perpetual fear of the ups and downs. Use it as excitement. All right, I get to have the contrast of going down because then I get to go up even higher and down and up and down and up, and allowing our emotions to be like waves on a shore. Why not? Seriously, you guys, why not get back in touch with being a human being? We like look at people, if we see someone like hugging a tree when we're on a walk or something, it's like we have to do a double take, like, oh, she's hugging a tree. Meanwhile, Junior behind you is on his phone, stuck to his phone, has no idea of his surroundings. That's really wild to me. That it's more normal to see someone glued to their phone than hugging a tree. We don't give value, not only to ourselves, we don't give value to this earth. This earth has been here far longer than you have. It has knowledge that no life coach would ever be able to give you. We'd rather hear the opinions of another person tell us what to do with our life than to learn our own innate intelligence that has the roadmap to where we need to be in our life. And that's by gaining a relationship with that part of you, with all of you. Not just one aspect of yourself, but seeing yourself in totality and remembering human being. Yeah, wake up to that. Wake up to that. Why not? I would way rather learn how to handle my emotional states than run away from my emotions. It doesn't make sense to me, you guys. And, you know, we see so many people nowadays addicted to things, and they're not healthy things. Are people addicted to going on walks? Are people addicted to maybe healthy outlets of getting some emotion out? No, we'd rather sit in them. This is the funniest part. We'd rather sit in them and numb them for a short amount of time with a vape or alcohol or, I don't know, anything that makes you feel numb. Not realizing that you're not doing anything to move that energy out of you. You're keeping it stagnant. So when that numbness fades, yeah, you're going to be left with that same emotion because you didn't do anything about it. All you did was numb it. Which is why I have a huge issue with antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications, and because you're not actually doing anything to help that emotion have a channel out. You'd rather just have a pill to numb it, not realizing that you're not doing anything actually to help your mental state. It's just pausing it. It's just putting a pause on it. So, you guys, I know. And I know it's hard. It's hard. I'm not going to tell you to always be happy. I'm not going to tell you to put a smile on your face when you want to cry. Or I'm not going to tell you to be anything that you're not. That's not the message I share on my channel. I want to see you guys be yourself. I want to see your guys' light on this earth. I don't want you guys to dim it. I don't want it. I want this society I want every single human being to show up as who they are without care of what other people think. You should care what you think of yourself first. And then with that, you won't care what other people think of you because you know thyself. This world is an illusion. And I know it's really nice. It's an illusion. Well, it doesn't feel like an illusion because everything feels so real. Yep, it does. It feels very real because it is real to one sense. But to the higher sense, everything is not what it appears to be. We can look out into the world and whatever we got going on internally, that's what we're gonna get outside. And I know you're like, I don't believe that shit, Maya. Well, try it out. Try out being in victimhood all day and see what type of victim circumstances you attract outside, or what type of relationships you attract, or what type of thoughts you even attract. And then maybe wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna put a new pair of glasses on. And it's gonna be one of finding the lesson in everything. And when you can do that, you look for the wisdom behind every single thing. I find especially, well, I don't have social media. I have a YouTube. But even on YouTube, sometimes I see all this spirituality content, which is great. Spreading light and love is amazing and we need it. But even in that community, people try not to be a human. People don't feel comfortable saying, hey, you know what? Whatever you may be experiencing in your life, why don't we try not to fix it? Why don't we just try to sit in it and accept it and then see what happens? Instead of using all these techniques, oh, you need to do this and this and this, and you need to keep your energy high. Crash, crash, crash. That's what happens. That's what happens. And I've been on that before, of just trying to avoid my humanness at all costs. It gets to a point, you guys, where you need to look yourself truthfully in the mirror and see yourself, but not only see yourself, but see past yourself. Become aware of what is looking back at me through this mirror. I know I see my reflection, but there's so much more. There's so much more. What is aware right now? What is the intelligence that is moving through my body that knows when to breathe and keeps my body running in a healthy manner and moves my fingers, blinks my eyes? What is this? What is this human experience? On my channel, you guys, you know what? I'm all about spirituality and mystical things, but I'm also really about being a human. I'm really about, when my emotions come up, all right, I'm going to let them be there because I know that they're going to pass, but they're not going to pass, you guys, if we cling on to the emotions we don't even really want to experience. But a lot of the times we feel like we need to hold on to what we don't want, because when we let go, when we surrender to the intelligence that already knows what it's doing, it knows how to keep your body alive. It knows your life path. It knows why you're here. Have you connected to that part of yourself? Have you connected to the higher mind that is already in the parallel reality of where you want to be? And that doesn't happen by avoiding your humanness. That doesn't happen by clinging on to situations you don't necessarily want to even experience anymore. But we feel safety in these energies that are depleting because we've associated our identity to these things and maybe to these people. I promise you guys, I promise you, you take time out of your day to intentionally pause before bed. Can you intentionally take out a half an hour and to light some candles for yourself? Light an incense. Have a conversation with yourself that doesn't even require a word. And can you? I'm looking at my mirror over there because me and that mirror have a relationship, because I've got a relationship with myself. I know what I look like. A lot of people don't even know what they look like because whenever they look themselves in the mirror, all they see is what they don't like. You got to embrace that. You have to. Why not embrace your flaws? Why not embrace your beauty? Why not embrace this human experience? Why do we run away from it? And I know I've been through some shit in my life. I don't say this having really easy life, an easy ride here. We all have these ups and downs in our lives. You cannot avoid this being a human. Someone could be really well off, whatever you think is this ideal life, but they could be going through their own shit. Every single human being is going through something that we are unaware of. So when you go out in public, are you aware of other people's humanness? Do you try to put these standards onto people that aren't human? And I'm not saying you should participate in people who are in emotional distress all the time, because when you cling to people like that, you're doing them a disservice. And I know it's like, Maya, what are you talking about? People need people when they're in emotional distress. And I get it. Yeah, to a certain degree. But have those people ever been by themselves? Have they ever been able to sit in their own emotions? Or are they constantly running to the next person, to the next person, to the next drink, to the next drug, to avoid their emotions? And what are emotions? Emotions are just guidance that lets us know, hey, whatever's coming up right now, it's probably for a reason. It's probably to steer you maybe in a better direction. But by avoiding those signals, you're running with no roadmap. You're running into what? Probably the same pattern you are trying to get away from. Just being able to sit in whatever mess you're sitting in stillness and surrender and being like, fuck, all right. Fuck, all right. Feeling anxious as fuck today. That is not a time to go on your phone and numb by scrolling. That is a time to do the self-inquiry of, why is this pattern of anxiety keep coming up? It's not normal for a human being to be in a constant state of anxiety. I'd say this generation is more in anxiety than hunter-gatherer times. I swear to God. Because at least they were in touch with their humanness and they had the skill set of this earth. They had to learn it. But we have the privilege of not learning skill sets because everything can come so easily to us, you know? We don't have to work very hard. If you have running water, if you have a roof over your head, that's good. That's good. Why do you still experience so much anxiety when you're sitting with a roof over your head on your couch after eating a good meal? Why are you still feeling this anxiety? There's something up, you guys. There's something in the air. And we got to get in touch with our humanness to ground us in our emotional states. I want y'all to look yourselves in the mirror every night. Can you please just try literally just taking even 10 minutes of just eye gazing, of getting in touch with who is looking back at you. Who is looking back at you is the creator of all things. It is the reason you are here. You are important. If you are not important, you would not be a part of this earth. We all are here for so much purpose. And everybody's purpose is different. It doesn't always have to be this showboat thing to be purposeful. It could be as simple as being a stay-at-home mom, raising good children, being a handyman, because we need those people. We have to stop judging ourselves. We have to stop judging what it means to be human, you guys. We're humans. Shit is always gonna come up. We can't run away from it. So instead of using your energy trying to just figure out how to run away from these human emotions, why don't we sit down with them and ask them some questions so we can navigate our own emotions more efficiently? So when they do come up again, because they will, we'll have a better understanding of what they're trying to tell us instead of feeling like it's a punishment. It's not a punishment. It could be the greatest gift for you to wake up to a new level of your consciousness by feeling some really shitty pain, some despair, some hurt. You may feel broken. All right. Who told you this is a wrong thing to experience? Who told you that? No one tells us, hey, these emotions, when you're feeling like shit, you're in bed, you feel like you can't move because there's just a blanket of despair over you. People are so concerned with that. People will go numb with alcohol and vapes and all this shit just to keep them trapped in this emotion even more. Have we lost touch with ourselves, you guys? Being a human being isn't always this high, joyous experience. It's okay not to feel good at times. It's okay. Don't make it harder on yourself by punishing yourself for having these human emotions. You're a human. It's okay. And yeah, I make these videos, you guys, just to literally remind you that you are enough in this world just by being who you are. We don't need these mannequins walking around trying to be like everyone else. I want people to be who they are and for that to be enough, because that's what we need on planet Earth right now. So look yourself in the mirror today, form that relationship, and watch your life transform. When you can actually give yourself permission to love yourself. Because again, you can't disconnect from love. Give yourself that in some form today. It can be a small thing. It could just be a little hug. It could just be a little look in the mirror and saying, you know what? I see you. I see you. It can start small, you guys. If we've never formed a relationship with yourself, you might have to look at a lot of parts of yourself you may have been running from. That's the opportunity not to run, but to sit with those parts and ask them some questions. Take out a piece of paper, do the self-inquiry on yourself. Come back home to yourself. All right. I love you guys. I care about you, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, let me know in the comments. Give it a like, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.